very windy Premier League preview at the Emirates ahead of Arsenal facing Brighton this weekend. We're going to be previewing all the games for you, as well as Manchester City taking on Liverpool in the massive 4:30 kickoff on Sunday.
And we're going to have a weather report to go with it for the week's forecast, because this is a joke.
Right, kicking us off on the weekend, Newcastle facing Wolves. That is on Friday evening. Newcastle are winners in 5 home league games against Wolves. They've drawn 3 and lost 2 since April 2011. Newcastle also coming off the back of that 5-1 battering.
Capitulate. When do you ever do that to teams?
Actually, quite frequently. I can just tell you, done it to Leeds recently.
Everyone's done it to Leeds. Everyone's done it to them.
Oh, Everton.
Everyone's done it. Everyone's done it to.
You haven't done it yet, though, have you?
We beat Leeds. Yeah.
Everton.
4-2.
Everton this weekend?
No, we ain't got there yet. That's not what this game is.
All right. So Newcastle really, I think they've lost the last 3, isn't it?
Yeah. That was very uncharacteristic of Newcastle. I felt they was unlucky against Chelsea. That, since Eddie Howe's come in, he's got the transfer window right. They've got themselves pretty much clear of relegation, almost certainly.
Yeah.
But for them to go down like that against you after being 1-0 up and just the floodgates just opened, that really, really surprised me. And Wolves are coming off the back of a good win against Aston Villa, to be fair to them. But it's Newcastle in that weird position where I think they know they're safe, so the fans can probably enjoy the games a little bit more, and they might still get that little bit of inconsistency.
I have to say, I don't think they were particularly good on Sunday. I mean, obviously they got the lead.
No, they were awful.
They got the lead.
Yeah, they wasn't.
But I don't think they deserved it. I don't think they offered absolutely anything.
Especially second half. Second half horrendous.
The only bright spark for me was St Maximin for brief spells. Yeah. But apart from that, I thought they looked pretty poor.
They were poor, but this is at St James's Park, right?
This is at St James's Park.
Yeah, I think they will be looking for a bounce back, definitely. And like I said, it's difficult for them because, not difficult, but when they haven't got that pressure of, oh my gosh, we still might go down on our heels, and obviously can't achieve anything higher than that. They know they've kind of stabilised. I think we're going to see mixed performances from them from now to the end of the season, whilst being safe.
It's a fair point. And Wolves, what have you made of them in the last couple of weeks?
Wolves, man, and just even across the whole season, I've always been quite a big fan of what Wolves have done since they've arrived back in the Premier League, to be honest with you, even under Nuno.
They're playing much better football than they have been, though.
Yes.
Under Nuno in previous seasons. I mean,
yes.
Bruno Lage, there was a lot of question marks at the beginning of the season, but I think he's won everyone over.
It just proves, and he's playing virtually the same system. He's still playing with the back 5 with the wing backs, but a versatile front 3. You get a lot of control over games with Moutinho and Neves in there. And I like what they're doing, and it was a massive win for them against Villa as well in the derby. So, we predicted that one as well. Actually,
we did pick that one. You were quite spot on with some of your predictions.
I was thinking that over the weekend. I was thinking, I'll take that. We need to start doing some tallies.
I know. I think we should actually. That's something we should do for next season, and see how we come out with. All right, what's your prediction, please?
Newcastle bounce back. Yeah, I'm going to say Newcastle will bounce back. I think they will nick this 2-1.
Okay. I'm going to back Wolves on this one. I think it's going to be 2-1 to Wolves.
Okay.
But let's see what happens.
That's equally can happen, yeah.
Equally. Leicester facing Crystal Palace. Obviously, Palace buzzing after that display.
3-0 mauling of Arsenal. 3-0 mauling.
Was it Palace or was it Barcelona? Honestly, some of the football that they played was exceptional. Vieira ball.
That's what it was.
Ooh, I like it. They're facing Leicester, who are unbeaten in their last 5 Premier League games against Crystal Palace. But Palace have lost their last 2 away league games against Leicester. As we just mentioned, how good Crystal Palace were on Monday night. I want you to rate Vieira at his time at Palace so far.
FA Cup semi-final. What is he? I think he's 9th in the league.
9th in the league. Could potentially be their highest ever finish.
Yeah, they haven't finished in the top half. I think they haven't finished in the top half many times. Yeah, exactly. That's a really good question. There's still obviously 6-7 games to go, but so far, I've got to give him a strong 8.
Strong 8.
Especially
when you
could even be higher than that. If he makes the final of the FA Cup as well.
When you count how he was received when he came in, people were really not expecting very much of him.
Yep.
bar was quite low. They thought, no, this probably isn't going to work out. To completely revolutionise Crystal Palace, to make them a club that people firstly really want to watch if you're a neutral as well. Exciting football, young team. They have the oldest squad, now it's one of the youngest. So many exciting young talents in there. I mean, I just think, I'd maybe go as far to give him a 10. Just purely for the fact as to what he's done for the club.
Not a 10.
Not a 10?
Not a 10.
Okay.
Not a 10.
I'd say at Crystal Palace's level, that's a 10.
Yeah. You can't give him a 10. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But everything you've been saying though, in terms of how good a rebuild can go in your first season, he's pretty much ticked all the boxes. You know, you look at when Roy Hodgson left the club, a lot of players coming to the end of their contracts, older players. So for him to turn that around and have a clear identity as well, you know, you talk about that at the highest level, at the big clubs, and can't get it right with great players. He's managed to do that with not so much at his peril. So
and no expectations as well. I
no
guess
expectations.
It kind of opens up the door for you to kind of create whatever you want at that club.
Exactly.
In terms of Leicester though, how are we feeling about them?
They're weird really, isn't it? Because it's like they have been a mixed bag for the whole season.
They started the season well and then really have just kind of
tailed
dropped off.
You know, Brendan Rodgers, I'll never forget that press conference where he's basically questioning his own players. A lot of distractions, maybe some players wanted to get out. You look at Tielemans' situation, he's probably going to move on in the summer. But still capable of going in and putting in decent performances on any day because they've got some good players and Brendan Rodgers is still a good coach. I know his stock seems to have fallen this year because they've not had a good year, but it was only last year he's won the FA Cup for Leicester, let's not forget.
Community Shield at the start of the season as well.
I think it's easy to just flavour of the month, innit, or flavour of the year.
Yeah.
It always changes.
But
they have been underwhelming by their standards, but that's testament to the standards that they've set under him.
Totally agree.
So they need a bit of a refresh, they need a bit of a reshuffle as well. This game though, at King Power, I think it'll be a draw.
Okay.
I think it'll be a draw. I think Leicester coming off the back of a really good performance against Man United, which you can argue probably isn't hard at the moment, but you know, to come to Old Trafford and play the way they did, they arguably could have won it. Looked a little bit soft on Varane. Probably was a foul, to be fair. But you know, on a different day that might not get given, and they win the game. And they just certainly looked like the team who wanted to win it more than us. I know that would give them confidence going back to the King Power. So yeah. And Palace obviously massively confident after Arsenal.
So what is your
draw? 1-1.
1-1. Okay, I'm.
It's tight. It's a
really tight one. I mean, I kind of want to just do different to you.
Yeah.
But I am kind of leaning to like a 2. I'm leaning like a 2-2.
Okay.
In that game. So I will match you with a draw, but I'll go 2-2 on that one. Brentford are facing West Ham. Brentford, that huge win against
Nobody
Chelsea.
saw that coming. There's a lot we never saw coming last week. The Arsenal one we said would be tight, and Arsenal would nick it. They got spanked. And look at that. I think I said Chelsea would win that 2-0.
Yeah, and Brentford, I mean, credit to them. Huge game because they obviously need points to stay up as well. Massive win. Yeah. Massive boost. Brentford are looking to complete their first league double over West Ham since 1953-54. This will be West Ham's first visit to Brentford. Last time was in 1992. Again, West Ham still, you know, kind of in a top 4 contention.
They won't go away. Like, I know they're like faded as the outsiders now, but they just won't go away, and they're having such a good season. And you look at what David Moyes has done, and he spoke about it in the last game they had at home when he said when he was taking players off. Did he have one eye on the Thursday night game? Yes, he does.
But it is, you know, is he still going to have one eye?
Absolutely, especially with you know, by the time this game's played, they would have played that first leg.
Are we going to see the effects of putting a shift in on the Thursday night?
Potentially,
as we both know from Spurs and United,
it's
very
a
difficult.
Massive night for West Ham Football Club.
Yeah,
massive, and that should be their priority, and that's why I feel like that will help Brentford, and I feel like Brentford will get a positive result out of this. And just we've got to talk about Brentford real quick. I mean, that performance last week against Chelsea last weekend was almost flawless.
It was.
You know, some of the quality of the goals, pretty much all of them. You know, Eriksen back to it's so good to see Christian Eriksen not only alive but returning back to the top level.
And back to top level, scoring goals, creating.
Exactly.
Assisting.
He's not. It's testament to him that he's not just there to say, "Oh, I managed to make it back alive and I can play again." No, I'm still the same Christian Eriksen.
And he's proving exactly that.
Unbelievable. Great, amazing story for football. Amazing for him. So happy.
And I think everyone is exactly like you said, so happy to see his return. All right, what's your prediction for this one, please?
I'm going to give it to Brentford. I think Brentford will nick it because West Ham will be tired and won't rotate, and I think West Ham will get a positive result in the week. I'm going to say 2-1 Brentford.
I'm going to match you on that as well. I think it'll be the same. I think West Ham will definitely be feeling a little bit of Thursday night fatigue. Right, Arsenal taking on Brighton. Before we actually talk about that game, I remember last week someone being pretty confident about Arsenal at Palace, don't you?
I do.
I am confident just for the fact that, Zaha, who for me I think is the biggest threat, he's out, and I mean Conor Gallagher's someone to worry about, he'll be playing. But yeah, with no Zaha, I'm confident. We're off teams on form. We've had a great month as well. We only lost to Liverpool, which was expected. We took 9 points out of our last 12. It's looking
I
positive.
actually agree with you. No, I actually do agree with you. I do. And I think it's time to bring him in for a special rendition of Patrick Vieira's song. How's it go? How's it go?
Vieira.
Yeah.
Whoa. You're clowns. We can't make this a regular thing, bringing me in to do all the Arsenal stuff.
You just have to stop being so cocky then.
No, you lot did it to me. I said there will be no Zaha. I was wrong. I put my hands up. He was there. A lot of people.
He was a doubt. He was a doubt.
Yeah, big doubt. Even the Palace fans didn't think he was going to be there.
Yeah.
He was there. He wasn't the only problem. Conor Gallagher did a madness. Stress. They were at us. And I was confident because. I said, you got to be confident, Arsenal against Palace. We had,
Well, you didn't beat him before.
I said the record. I said the record though. I did say the record. 14 meetings. We beat them. 14 times. Out of the 26 meetings. So I was confident. We have Brighton on Saturday. That confidence I had last week is not here today.
What do we have today?
You don't think you're going to get it done against Brighton?
No, don't. No.
This is not confident. You just said.
We have injuries. We have people out. Tierney's out. Partey's probably not going to be there as well. I have doubts. I think we'll get the job done. It depends what Arteta goes with. I think we need to be defensive and catch him on the counter.
What does he do? Just quickly, with the Tavares thing, obviously he's hooked him off again. He hooked him off against Forest.
I don't like the tone that you're doing here. I don't like how he's doing this.
All right.
He hooked him off here. Your players at United.
Let it see, rattled. Why do you about Man United? This has nothing to do with Man United.
All right, go back.
I'm asking you a question about Tavares.
Yeah, go on.
He substituted him.
Yeah, thank you.
He replaced him with another player and changed the whole shape because of Tavares at half-time.
I don't know what you're doing to my boy.
Can I say that?
Killing his confidence here.
Well, I'm not doing that. Arteta's doing that. But what I'm saying is, the next game, this could be the next question.
Go on.
Should he persist with Tavares and try and get Tierney's out now? You brought in a left back in the summer for that competition.
Yep.
He's had a rough time. Do you trust the young kid now as well?
Yeah, you trust him. I see you put him back in. You put an arm over him this week in training and say, listen, I need to be defensive when we play against Brighton. I'd say probably go 4 at the back. Tavares, Ben White, Gabriel, and Thomas is not going to be there, but Cedric, and just be very defensive. Put some protection in there with Xhaka and El Neni in the midfield in front of them, and then let the youngsters go and enjoy the game up front. I'll take Lacazette out from up top as well.
When's the last time he scored?
It's been a long... from open play, it's been a long time. He scored a penalty bit. It's been a long time.
So he's struggling, isn't it, for goals?
He's not...
Not hold-up play, but he's struggling for goals.
What are we doing here?
I'm asking you a question. I'm talking about Brighton.
But he brings
hold on. All right, so hold on. So
he brings more to the side than just goals.
So Cecil wants me to talk about Brighton versus Arsenal, and I can't talk about the captain.
You can talk about the captain, but I don't like you putting disrespect on his name because he doesn't score goals. But he brings other
He's a
stuff.
striker. I'm just asking him when last time he scored. I can't ask the last time he tried to score a goal.
Everything we say you think is disrespect.
No, it's the
Sometimes
tone.
it's true.
It's the whoa, Tottenham, slow down as well. You listen. I'm holding on to you right now. Chill out, yeah? Chill out.
Can you in this interview or in this thing? Can you tell me the questions I'm allowed to ask, please? Because I feel like I'm not allowed to express myself.
Are you going to win this weekend?
Yes.
What's your prediction?
1-0 to the Arsenal. I predict. Why are you laughing?
No,
why are you laughing?
Sorry. Go on, Karen.
Why are you laughing?
Are
you beating Everton this weekend?
Exactly. I don't know why you're laughing.
We're not on that game yet. We're talking about Brighton.
Save your laughs, honestly. Nothing to laugh about.
Yes, save your laughs.
Nothing to laugh
Save your
about.
laughs. Nothing to laugh about right now.
You're coming off the back of an L. We're coming off the back of a draw. And
that's a good thing. And that's a good thing.
And you have got your 2 most influential players out. This is capitulation.
Oh,
and you know it.
And what are United? What are United? If we're capitulating, what are United? If we're capitulating, what?
I tell you what it is. Both not in the top 4. That's what it is.
I tell you who might be. Spurs are currently sitting there. Anyway. So, Brighton, the reverse fixture was 0-0 actually. It was a clean sheet.
I was there. Awful.
It was a clean sheet last time. Brighton, they haven't been on a great run. No. They've also got Spurs the week after. They've got City, I think, the week after that. So they are going to try and want to pick up some points.
Yep.
Can they do it, hit the Emirates flex?
I doubt it. I think, in all honesty, although it's nice to wind up Cecil, I don't think there's too much reason to completely panic. But they do have to, they, at the same time, having Tierney out for the rest of the season is a massive blow, and having Partey out for about 3 weeks,
probably out.
That's a big problem for Arsenal. You know, you look, it's ironic the fact that as soon as Arsenal had a couple of games close together after having big gaps between games, you ironically lose your two most.
And I think that's actually been why you've been quite good this season. The
yeah.
fact that you haven't had any.
So
other
that is something to think about. But I do think they will just edge it against Brighton. Graham Potter's done this. You know, started off really well. He was in like the top 6. Everyone's like, yeah, he's doing well. He's doing well. He's doing this. He's doing that. Then he went on that little period where the fans were booing him.
Yep.
He went loads of 0-0s.
They've had a lot of draws though.
A lot of draws.
So did Palace, though. To be honest, they had the most draws in.
But I think I think Arsenal just about get it done. It's the games after that.
So we're agreeing again. 1-0. What are you saying? We're agreeing there. Just get it done. 1-0 to the Arsenal here at home.
Actually,
we're agreeing. We agreed last week as well.
but
We agreed last week. Come on,
and it didn't go. Actually, no, I'm changing it.
I never said you win last
Actually,
week.
Cecil, 1-1.
1-1. And I was actually going to go with that too. Cheers.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
So 1-0. We'll call it at that.
1-1.
Bye, Cess. See you later, babe. Everton taking on Manchester United. Everton have won just one of their last 13 Premier League meetings with Manchester United, beating them 4-0 in 2019 under Marco Silva. However, Everton are on the most awful run.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, Everton's fixtures beyond this game are Leicester twice, Liverpool, Chelsea, Watford, Brentford, Palace and Arsenal. So, coming off of that defeat to Burnley, 3-2 the other night, are they going down?
There's a big chance. There's a big chance. That loss against the loss they had against West Ham was actually I think they did show a little bit of fight. They did show a little bit of fight, but essentially you get another man sent off like they did with Michael Keane. It's their own fault. The loss against Burnley at 2-1, Lampard was saying they should have gone on to win the game, had a few chances, which is probably fair, but they didn't.
Yeah.
They keep not getting it done. And it just compiles the misery, it compiles the pressure.
So hard to get out of that rut.
So hard to get out of that rut. And Burnley are used to that. They're used to maybe chasing safety, trying to catch someone who's just above them to try and get safe. They've done it before. Sean Dyche knows what he's doing, and I don't think this Everton squad's equipped to do that with the mentality. Will they get relegated though? It's too hard to call.
So massive, but with that running, they're going to have to start picking up points.
They're going to have to start.
And you
picking
look
up
at that
points.
running, and you think, where? Because Watford, again, relegation battle.
Yeah,
Brentford,
and Roy Hodgson knows how to dig it out.
Absolutely,
of that as well.
Brentford as well, picking up points.
They're
not really going to get sucked into it. I don't think too much at this point. Liverpool, Leicester, Chelsea, Arsenal, Palace, and United. Where do they pick up points in that?
Maybe Saturday at 12:30 against Man United.
Maybe so.
United will probably start then, knowing us. It looks bleak.
Yeah.
It looks very bleak. I'm not sure off the top of my head what Burnley's fixtures are, but that there for Everton.
Very difficult.
On a normal day, you'd say that's still quite tough. But for an Everton side that has got no confidence whatsoever, I think they're really going to struggle to stay in the league. I do. Having said all that,
Manchester
I'm
United.
quite uncomfortable about this game. I am. I do think we will nick it though, but you've seen every preview when you ask me, I say I don't know what Man United's going to turn up. I can't put my hat on anything.
Were you happy with the United that turned up last week?
No, of course not. That's what I mean. I said we'll nick that 2-1 as well, didn't I? I said maybe a draw, but tight. Maybe nick it 2-1. Poor, probably on the balance of play, probably deserve not to even get a point. Really, really poor. But we have got a good record against Everton. All the stuff about Erik ten Hag potentially, the announcement coming soon, or that's in the final stages, would that give the players a bit of a lift? Don't know, it's a bit of a weird one really, because
it's going to be a bit odd because it's not really a thing for the players to get a lift on, because a lot of them are going to, well, also a lot of them are going to probably be shipped out.
Exactly.
So
but then the ones who are trying to play, you might think, I want to try and impress the new manager, etc., and start knowing it brings a little bit of stability, it brings a little bit of calmness, the fact that you do know who the manager's going to be. But I just don't know what Man United's going to turn up. But Everton are so bad. If we go there and get the first goal as well, I think it literally would just rip the confidence right out of them. 2-1 Man United. We've got to be Everton. They're absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
But it'd be just like Man United, rock up, here's your Premier League survival. I wouldn't put that past us.
I'm actually going to go with a rogue result, because I always like to throw a rogue one in there. I feel like no time like the present for Everton to maybe get some confidence.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's a win. I'm going to go with a draw.
That could happen.
I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. And I think everyone who's maybe not a United fan would be quite happy to see that result.
I think there is a
And
very high
just to
chance
kind of
that
put
can
you
happen.
fully out of the race for Champions League. Not that I think you're really much in it,
You've
but
got to go Villa.
we're not talking about us yet. We'll get to us. But yeah, let's see what happens there. Southampton taking on Chelsea. Southampton have won just one of their last 12 Premier League games at Chelsea. Chelsea have lost just one of their last 13 against Southampton. But back-to-back defeats of Chelsea. Could this be a bad patch incoming? Obviously, we saw them midweek with Real Madrid. They looked really
Got their
off
arses
the pace.
handed to them, to be polite.
And same with Brentford as well.
Yes.
With all due respect.
Yes, and Thomas Tuchel afterwards, he was he said, is the tie still in the balance? Was the tie still alive? He said no. No, if we play like that, they will batter us.
I don't even think
Actually
Madrid
said
got
it
out
like
of
that.
second gear.
No, they didn't. And at the Bernabeu, 3-1 up, you do fear for Chelsea with the way they're playing as well. They can't seem to find an answer to get their forward players scoring goals.
When you
being
think of the
fluent.
money they spent on
Unbelievable.
Lukaku doesn't even start.
Unbelievable. Man United get tarnished with this all the time. How much money you spend on all this? Look, Chelsea have got £250 million worth of player there, not doing anything. Not in just Lukaku, but their whole front line. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think people look at that because obviously Chelsea have been successful more recently, but Chelsea need to buck their ideas up very quick. Are Arsenal/Spurs leave us out of it for a bit? Are they going to be able to buck their ideas up enough to drag them into a fourth?
Chelsea are on 59
happen.
points. Spurs and Arsenal sit on 54. There's 5 points between them, and it could very, very well happen.
If they don't get a result there and then you two win, it can happen.
It could.
You know
It
what
comes
I mean?
very quickly. Look at what's happened with Liverpool, Manchester City.
Exactly.
Southampton have not, however, won a game since the 25th of February against Norwich. They drew their last game with Leeds. It's a very big if they can take advantage of Chelsea's form, isn't it?
Southampton's probably the team, one of the least favourite teams that you would bet to capitalise on someone.
But they do
doing
sometimes
poorly.
get weird results.
They do get some weird results. Yeah, you don't know what to expect with Southampton. Hassan has had some tough times this season. Then he's proved himself again. Then it's gone backwards again.
You
Broja's looked really
just don't know
good.
what you're going to get with Southampton.
Yeah, and Broja won't be playing in this game as well because obviously it's Chelsea. So I'm going to say Chelsea just bounce back. Yeah.
What, you're
another 2-1.
2-1?
Yeah.
All right, I will go with a 2-0 Chelsea on that one. But obviously, of course, hopefully Southampton can get something out of that game too to make it interesting. Watford taking on Leeds. Watford have won their last two home league games against Leeds, 4-1 in August 2014. That was actually the last time they met at Vicarage Road. Leeds are looking to complete their first league double over Watford since 1999-2000 season. That was the last time they met in the Premier League as well. A huge game for Watford. A win and they can maybe start to find their way out of the bottom three at Everton's expense.
Yes.
We've written them off as well before. Is Roy doing some type of magic?
Yeah, it could. That's what I mean. You can't write them off. You can't write them off. I know sometimes people say that they're gone, they're dead and buried, but they beat Southampton when they needed to. I know against Liverpool, cool, 2-0. But against Leeds, this game's massive for them because they've got other games in and around some of the teams near them as well. I know they need to play Brentford, I think. I think they need to play Burnley. Could be mistaken on that, but they need to get it done against Leeds. I think this is massive for them. Roy Hodgson, that's what he was brought in to do. Fight quickly and then happily and retire. But I feel if they don't get it done against Leeds, I think it's starting to slip away. I think they need to maintain a little bit. But Jesse March has been good with Leeds. That's going to be a tough ask.
Turn that around for them a little bit, hasn't he? Giving them some confidence.
But I like Watford. I want them to stay up. I'm going to back Watford. I'm going to say they're going to get it done. No, they don't keep clean sheets. 3-2.
Ooh, okay, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it when you go high scoring.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to go Leeds.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-1 Leeds win on this one. Let's see what happens. Aston Villa face Spurs. That's a 5:30 on Saturday.
How are you feeling about this? This is your chance now, isn't it? Son's doing his thing, Kane's doing his thing, wins galore.
At the end of the season.
5-1 against Newcastle.
I will speak at the end of the season.
No, don't know.
I'm not like Cecil. I won't get myself clipped and baited. No, thank you. Okay. Aston Villa have won just 2 of their last 20 Premier League games against Spurs, drawn 3 and lost 15. It's so weird that because I always think that Spurs really struggle against Villa, but I think we struggle and then somehow get the result. Both away from home as well and at home as well. Last victory against Spurs was actually at Villa Park in 2008. Wow, that's a long time ago. Spurs have won their last 6 Premier League away games against Villa too. Spurs will know at this point, obviously, what happens with Arsenal earlier on in the day on Saturday against Brighton. In terms of putting pressure on Spurs, I have to be honest, against Newcastle, I kind of thought we went 1-0 down. Oh, typical Spurs. Every time there's a chance for you to move into the top 4 or capitalise on it, you kind of You fuck it. There's no other word to say it. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
I don't think you've ever sworn on DR Sports.
I don't think I have,
Oh.
but there's a first time for everything.
Yeah.
Spurs will always make you do that.
Okay.
But I was very happy. Obviously very happy that they kind of turned it around. They showed a good piece of mentality in that, which I haven't seen for a long time. Maybe it's something is finally clicking with Antonio Conte, giving them a mentality that they've needed for so long. And like we say every week, Bentancur and Kulusevski, they've really been.
I've been really impressed with them too.
So impressive.
Kulusevski's like a deceivingly powerful runner.
He's massive as well.
And he is. And I thought that when we played against you, where our City was on that right hand side the first half, and he was right in front, and he's quite big. And the goal that he set up for Son with his weaker foot, the weight of that pass and the finish from Son was brilliant as well on his weaker foot. I like him, and I like the way Bentancur plays.
So silky.
He's quite intelligent player.
And also Christian Romero. I mean, what he's
solid.
doing, so solid.
Very,
and the
very
fact that
solid,
he's playing with Eric Dyer and Ben Davis and making them, both solid, two players which have not historically been.
This is what we're seeing with Spurs now. I think is literally the Conte effect.
And an identity as well.
Yeah, an identity, a clear way of playing, and being able to kind of highlight your strengths and keep them your strengths. Son and Kane. Yeah. How can we get these guys involved?
I mean,
Harry
Kane.
Quickly?
There's only a few people that could probably pass the ball better than Harry Kane. Some of the balls he puts on plates. I mean, I just hope that Spurs can bring someone in the summer, and hopefully he stays. That'll help facilitate him, so he can, kind of get up the pitch as well as create those chances for Son, Kulusevski.
He's too good a player. When he drops off the front, it's weird because he's a victim of how good he is. Because I'm like, them passes are actually easy for Harry Kane because he's that good. And he drops off and there's no pressure.
Yeah.
Like he's I think midfielders don't know whether to go with him. Centre halves don't want to drop into that area, so he frees himself up because he's clever.
Yeah.
And he makes it easy for himself, and the weight.
Just so good. The weight of the pass, so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to this game.
Yeah.
What's your prediction for this?
Villa, mate, they just, you don't know what you're going to get. They're another team, you don't know what you're going to get. And sometimes you expect them to put in a really tough, big game at home as well, and then they just fizzle.
Yeah.
A bit like that against Arsenal. And then look what happened against Man United, 2-0 down, looked like they were going to fizzle.
Yeah.
Brought it back to 2-2. I think Spurs will get it done.
Do you?
I think Spurs will get it done. Don't think they'll keep a clean sheet. 2-1.
Okay, I'm a little bit concerned about this game just purely for the fact that there is a little bit of slight pressure. I mean, I still think Arsenal are the favourites. They're in the driving seat. Essentially, with the games in hand that they've got.
Pressure. Don't try and take. No, don't try that. A lot of people, the pendulum keeps swinging. Yeah, the pressure is on.
Arsenal have games in hand. Spurs don't. The only game in hand is actually Arsenal, in fact. Okay. Despite Arsenal, who they've got in their games in hand, but I'll still stick that it's Arsenal's to lose. But with Spurs, they have to win this. For me, I will go with a 3-1 win. But again, I always think it comes late. I think it will be a late one.
Open them up and then
I think it will be a late one. Norwich facing Burnley in that relegation scrap. Norwich have won just one of the last 12 games against Burnley. Big win over Everton for Burnley. Can they get themselves out the relegation zone?
Yes, actually, yeah. Because if my gosh, that's going to be massive. Because if we do beat Everton and they beat Norwich, that's what it will be. Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, I think Norwich, bless them,
Bless them.
Yeah, they just got nothing left.
They're here for the vibes.
Yeah, and I think they're waiting for the championship as it is. But Burnley, that's what they do. I think in the way that they won that game, you could argue that Everton maybe should have dispatched some of their chances at 2-1, like Frank Lampard said. But Burnley hung in there and then got it done. And they got experience of being in that area of the table. So I think they beat Norwich quite comfortably. I'm going to say 2-0.
Okay, I think the same, actually. I think that we will see that happen this weekend. As we said, Everton drop in and Burnley come out. And finally, the biggest game of the weekend, Manchester City taking on Liverpool. City have lost just one of their last 12 Premier League home games against Liverpool. They've won 7, drawn 4. Liverpool are winless in 4 against Manchester City, drawn 2 and lost 2. Liverpool haven't kept a clean sheet in any of their 11 against Manchester City as well. This is set up. It's such a huge week.
Yeah.
Such a huge week with this game. Plus we've got the FA Cup tie as well coming next week. And it's just massive, isn't it?
Yeah, if you're a neutral, these are the games you want to see.
The two best sides arguably in Europe.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely can't disagree with that. And if you're neutral, like I said, or you just love your football, you want to see two of the best teams going at it, that's what these two are. Sometimes these games can be really anticipated for a long time and they're awful.
Yeah.
0-0, something like that. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be high scoring and I think it's going to be a draw. I think it's going to be 3-3.
Ooh.
Yeah, I do. I just think it's going to be all action,
goals
end
galore.
to end, bit basketball-like. The two best teams literally slogging it out like two heavyweight boxers. That's what I think it's going to be. I still fancy City for the title. Just. But even with this game, it's possible for one of them to win the game and then go and slip up the next week, you know what I mean? Get a draw, because they can't
I could
draw.
see that. I think it'll be kind of shares spoiled.
Yeah.
One with the FA Cup, one with this.
Yeah.
So,
but having said
which
that,
way round?
if Liverpool win this game though, the belief that will go through them to go to the Etihad and win and then put themselves top of the league as well, I would see it as less likely that they would then go and drop points afterwards. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
By slipping up. I think that would be the final driving force they would need to see it out.
Could be on the treble. Could be on the treble
Hope
for Liverpool.
not. Really hope
Oh my God, the bragging rights. All right, what's your prediction? You said 3-3.
3-3.
Okay, that's a very big scoreline. It's so tough because I can't really split.
I'm just
it.
going with the hype because I just want it to be a high scoring.
I don't think
crazy
it's going to be high scoring. I think it will end up being 2-1 to Manchester City.
Yeah.
And
can happen, yeah.
I really can see it go either way, but my gut is just telling me Manchester City being at home. So I will go with that. I think Phil Foden will have a big part to play in this as well.
See, the opposite of that, even though I'm going 3-3, if you was to ask me to choose one, I feel like there's just a bite in Liverpool. I feel like maybe.
I don't know. I just when I look at and watch someone like Phil Foden, the impact he had the other night.
Unbelievable.
10 men behind the ball. Just came on 21 years old, just does madness. And for me, I don't know. I know Liverpool are fantastic, but I'm going to go City.
It doesn't matter,
We'll see what happens. But that is an amazing game to look out for, which we will be covering here on DR Sports. That is everything for this week. On a very windy Premier League preview. We have the wind, we have the rain,
cold,
every week.
Rain, everything.
Every week we have some type of
battling
weather.
the elements here, DR.
We are
Come
to
on.
bring it to you every single week. But hopefully maybe some sun next week for
Yes.
bank holiday weekend.
Bring
That'd be
some
nice.
sun and 3 points for Man United, please.
And 3 points for Spurs, of course. Have a great weekend, guys. And as I said, make sure you tune into Everything Saturday Football Show. And of course, that watch along on Sunday.
My feet, this is wobbling. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. This is stupid. Go.
Hi guys, and welcome to a very windy Premier League preview at the Emirates.
Fucking hell, man.
Right.
It's your team.
God. God, it's been a long week.
Shit. Look at it. This is insane. I've never seen anything like this before.
Oh my. I'm gonna go with a draw.